Hello, hi. Okay, alright, mic test works. I've always wanted to share my life story or kind of just tell you how I got to where I am. Like my entire 24 years of living, well, maybe 25 now because I'm pretty sure this video is coming out after my birthday. But living here in Canada, there's just so much for me to cover. I mean, I also traveled a little bit, but when people ask me, oh, where are you from? I can't just say I'm from Canada, so I normally just tell them I'm made in China, developed in Canada, and rebranded in Korea. And then they usually go like, what the how does that work? So I'm gonna tell you. As mentioned earlier, I was born in China. I moved to Canada when I was 3 years old. I have my full Canadian citizenship, so I was pretty much born and raised here. As a little shitter, I was a pretty bubbly kid. Parents loved me because they were like, oh, so cute, oh, chubby cheek. A couple of years go by and now I'm like 6, 7 years old, and that's kind of when I started to discover what anime was. Honestly, best discovery of my life. Freaking, it taught me so many life lessons, morals, values, just kind of like how to be a good human being and how to share empathy with people, you know? That was also the time when I discovered what illegal anime websites were, like, you know, freaking Karen from 6 miles away wants to have a sexy time with you. Yeah, and I mean, I never clicked on those, obviously, because that's not a good idea. But at that time, I did discover that there are, you know, interesting websites on the internet. Anyways, a little background on my family. My mom and my dad, they both moved to Canada when I was very young. My dad, he was in IT or some kind of computer software programming stuff. While my mom, she was learning English because she wanted to become like a early childhood educator. Is that what it's called? I don't know. Something like that, like a daycare worker. I moved houses quite often until I was maybe 8 years old, and then I settled in on a neighborhood. Being Asian in a Canadian society, maybe much like America, mild racism was very normalized. Kind of like, you know, when kids go out and call each other, hey Ling Ling, or like, hey dumpling boy, like, you know, those type of things, they were very common back then. And as a kid, you know, I didn't really think too much of it because back then I was also experiencing what you would call maybe an identity crisis. And I know what you're thinking, what kind of 7, 8-year-old is gonna have an identity crisis? Like, what the fuck are you gonna be worried about? Like, just go play with your Yu-Gi-Oh cards or your Beyblades, like, don't worry about anything. But no, back then I just didn't really know how to interact with people. I didn't know how to socialize or kind of understand what the norm was. So I was really struggling finding who I kind of was as a person. So I started looking into what made people laugh, and I found out that it was, oh, being funny can make people laugh. And then I started watching a lot more Disney shows, a lot more cartoons, and I really aspired to be like the characters that they had. Learning how to be a class clown, I made friends a lot easier, but my own sense of humor kind of became a little messed up. Like, I think there was a period of time when I was very young. Dark humor was like one of the only ways for me to laugh. And dark humor, if you go on Reddit or like some kind of Google page, you can find some pretty fucked up shit. I mean, I still probably would find it funny, but I mean, that's just my humor. Now maybe I'm 10, 11 years old, and I remember back then I was so busy because I had so many extracurricular classes. Like my parents, hardcore Asian parents, oh, study, but I was like a bit of a rebellious kid, so I didn't really study, but they did put me in so many extra classes, drawing classes, drawing art classes, same thing, piano lessons, swimming lessons, ice skating lessons. I was honestly so busy, and freaking I had Chinese school every Wednesday 6 to 8 p.m. That shit pissed me off. I freaking hated that, but I am kind of thankful for it because I feel like that kind of made me into like a jack of all trades type of person where I'm like capable but not really great at one particular thing. And I guess elementary was just kind of like a preparation phase before I moved on to high school. When high school came around, that's when I also discovered that, oh, mental health, you know, that might actually be an issue for some people, which is kind of what I had to learn throughout my time in high school. Oh, this was also the time, or the beginning of high school was also the time when I had my first kiss. I'm gonna quickly detour and tell that story real quick. I was really good friends with this girl. She was my neighbor actually, and with me having an indecisive personality, I loved hanging out with her, but I didn't really know how I really felt about her. And then all of her friends were my friends, and then we would all hang out. And then one day we were all hanging out at my place, you know, just chilling, talking about Beyblades or Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Probably not that, but I don't know, we were hanging out talking about something, and then all of a sudden freaking I had 2 girls pin me down, and then the girl who had feelings for me, she kissed me. Thinking back on it, maybe it was kind of borderline assault, but in the moment, honestly, it wasn't that bad. Like, a girl kissed me, I was like, wow, this is kind of nice. Maybe that's why today it's still on my bucket list to have a threesome. No, it's not. Obviously not. Who would want to do that double activity? Anyways, moving on. In high school, I took dance as an extracurricular because I was told that there were gonna be a lot of girls in short shorts in dance class, and me being like, wow, I like girls. Let's go take dance class. I signed up. And then turns out I was like one of the only guys in dance class. Not surprised. I was kind of like, hey, wow, that's kind of nice. And being in dance class and everything, surrounded by so many girls, I kind of learned how to talk to girls, learn how to treat girls, and how to just kind of interact with girls. Back then, I'm pretty sure my voice was also going through puberty. So whenever I spoke, there were like some people who did think that I was gay. Whenever I speak, I have a natural, polite tone, like, hi, nice to meet you. Oh, how can I help you today? Like a very customer service type of voice. So whenever I met new people at a high school party or whatever, they kind of thought I was gay. But the girls liked me. But obviously I'm not, because I like coochie. Mid-high school was also when I started experiencing what mild depression was. I call it mild depression because I wouldn't go as far to say I was depressed, but I had a friend who passed away when I was, really close with her. She was someone that I saw almost every week. And then one day when I was supposed to see her because we were going to meet up for something, she wasn't there. And then I found out through her parents that she passed away. And I didn't really know how to react to it. I was very just about it, and I just didn't like talking about it. I was very closed off, and I just kind of shut people out whenever they asked me about it. And it didn't really become a big mental block for me with like school and other daily living things, but it did kind of add on to like a little layer of like, ooh, okay, maybe I am a little bit sad inside. Fast forward a little bit more, I'm in grade 11. I'm going out to all these parties, trying to talk to girls, meet girls, and actually I couldn't even say I was trying to do anything with them because I was still a virgin, so as far as it went was just probably making out. However, in my grad year, grade 12, I did lose my virginity. She was a very sweet girl, but she's not alive anymore. That's actually a true story, and the whole story is on my channel already, so if you want to watch it, go check it out. But just kind of finding out that someone that I was so close to kind of passed away, I was, again, very closed off about it. I didn't really like talking about it, and I was just very which then added on to another layer of mild depression. I guess bottling up all these experiences made my personality very uneasy, very hesitant, very like, I don't know, like very unsure of just how I wanted to treat and interact with people. But humor and dark humor was my coping mechanism, so I kind of did get over it eventually. As grade 12 ended, I really didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. All I thought about was going out, partying, trying to find the next biggest event, trying to find the next cutest girl, or just blacking out or doing something ridiculously stupid some random weekend. That was pretty much my life. But among all of this though, I was feeling kind of lonely, because living that type of lifestyle, you go through so many temporary relationships. Like, people just come and go. Oh, we get along, cool, let's go get food. Oh, food was good, okay, you want to bang? Because there's so many temporary relationships, people come and go so fast. Like, there was never a time where I was seeing someone for longer than a month. And I guess finding emotional attachment was just a little bit hard for me to do after that. Maybe it was because I was afraid, or maybe it was because I was indecisive, or I was just worried about the opportunity cost of spending time with one person, whereas I could have been spending it with someone else, and I was just kind of all fucked up in my head where I just didn't know where or who I wanted to be with. However, when I did find someone I would catch feelings for, I would try to hold on to that person for as long as I can, which also leads me to my first heartbreak. This was maybe 2 or 3 years after high school. Throughout the time, I was probably just drinking, going out, partying, occasionally maybe a hookup here and there, until I met this girl before I left for Korea. She was honestly such a sweet girl, very wholesome, very family oriented, a little stupid but very down to earth. We got along and we a lot, but it didn't really work out because I had to leave for Korea. And the thing is, long distance really doesn't work, especially when you've only seen someone for maybe just over a month. So I was pretty sad. Honestly, I was so sad. I was crying on the call and everything. But it kind of did teach me how to be a little bit more... Actually, no, it didn't teach me shit. I was just sad. Anyways, in Korea though, life was great. Honestly, I still think it was the best time of my life. It's a little too long to put it here, but in summary, I went there without knowing any of the language. I kind of just full sent and had a YOLO moment. I did so much dancing there and made some amazing friends. We don't talk as much anymore, but I know if I do go back, they'll definitely welcome me. I almost adopted a dog, but instead I made a Korean auntie who is so sweet. I don't think I'm gonna tell this one on YouTube because this one's a little bit more personal. But I found a part-time job as a K-pop dance instructor, and then just living in Korea, eating Korean food, partying, sightseeing, and meeting people was just so fulfilling. I was busy almost every day, and on my time off from work, I worked at an elementary school, I guess if I didn't mention that. But on my time off, I would go to PC cafes and play MapleStory too. Even though it might sound really boring, it was really fun. I was honestly living so carefree. I had no social problems, no drama, no people ruining my life. Like, it was just a really great time. And then I come back to Canada. Coming back home, I continued with university and I kept on dancing. I had so much dance knowledge that I learned from outside of the country that I wanted to bring back and show my friends. Originally, I really wanted to pursue dancing. I wanted to become an international choreographer. I wanted to travel. I wanted to teach dance. Because back then I was also making dance sets. I was also teaching dance classes. But it kind of just stopped all of a sudden because of Corona. All of my school courses became online and I was just trapped inside all day until I had to maybe do grocery shopping. So I was really bored and at the same time also stressed because of school. I also got like a monthly allowance from the government, but I'm pretty sure I spent that all on food anyways. I was bored, lonely, horny, and I guess that's when I started TikTok. Going on TikTok for the first time, it was just, oh, dance video, oh, ew, dance video. I was very judgy on like how dancers were on TikTok. I mean, now I just look at it as content, but back then I really hated TikTok dances. Originally, I just wanted to post dance videos because that's what I was good at. However, dance videos on TikTok only blow up if you're a really cute girl, a really handsome guy, or if the dance is so easy that you can just replicate it without even trying. That's pretty much what dance TikTok is. And if you do get famous for being a good dancer, chances are you're probably already established somewhere in the community, so there really is no point for becoming like a new dancer. I mean, there are exceptions obviously, but in my case, I really wasn't doing that well on TikTok. Well, for dancing. Instead, I decided to tell life stories. There was a trending hashtag on TikTok at the time. It was dating story time. And I thought, okay, why not? I already tell my friends all my bad dating experiences anyways. Sure, okay, I'll tell a quick one online. However, I didn't know that people would find these type of stories so interesting. So my account started blowing up like really fast. Like I went from 0 to 100K in like 3 months. My account slowed down eventually, but I continued posting and I was really new and surprised to what people call TikTok fame. Because the first time that someone recognized me, I was standing in front of this boba shop, I was waiting for my order, and this guy comes up to me and was like, hey, are you that guy that tells stories on TikTok? And then in a panicked response, I was like, no, that's not me, wrong person. But then now I'm okay with it. Like when people meet me and they're like, oh, are you Kevin? I'm like, yeah, nice to meet you. The September of 2020, I meet my roommate Ben, who I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys already know. I met Ben originally through TikTok. I think someone DM'd me, or no, I think someone commented on one of my posts and then commented on his post saying that we should collab together. And then Ben commented on my video, hey, nice house. And then I DM'd him and then we started talking and then we made plans and then we got food, we hung out. Ben, he doesn't post TikToks anymore. He had way too many community guideline violations, so all of his TikTok accounts were banned. I think he had 6 or something. I don't know. But back then he came to me with this K-drama idea. And then I was like, sure, okay, why not? So we posted it on my account and then that video hella blew up and then we kind of continued doing those for a period of time. The thing is, because I kept on doing those, my TikTok account low-key has kind of become a K-drama account, which I don't mind. I love K-drama. But all I can post now is K-drama content because if I post anything else, it doesn't go out. So I'm kind of stuck with a dead K-drama TikTok account. But at the same time, I don't mind because I do occasionally post here and there. A couple of months go by, Ben hits me up and was like, yo bro, I'm thinking of moving out. And I was like, okay, have fun. Do you want to be roommates? Oh shit, for real? Okay, let's go. It was honestly kind of like a YOLO moment because I kind of just full sent. But hey, now we're roommates. Oh, at this time I also graduated from college or university, but my parents, they didn't really like the idea that I was gonna do social media as a full-time job when I have a full-on degree. So I kind of told them that, hey, I'm gonna move out and I'm gonna look for a job with my degree. And then that's kind of what I told them. But then over time, I started doing more YouTube and I kind of just put the job searching aside. And when I told them that I wanted to do YouTube full-time, they were like, why do you want to do YouTube when you have a full marketing degree? And then I told them, hey, just give me a year, let me see if I can make a steady income with this. I just want to try it out, you know. I don't know. And then because with COVID, job searching was also hard, so they were a little bit more lenient on letting me do this. So I really do hope that you guys can help me avoid getting a real job. This also brings me to the beginning of 2021 where I'm starting to do YouTube. I started posting sit and talk videos with my roommate, and then I started posting vlogs on my own. My content low-key felt like it was all over the place because I didn't really know what to post, but eventually I got the hang of it where it's like, okay, this is kind of how I want to plan these things out. I never really posted sus content like my roommate, so my content isn't as like interesting or erratic as his, but for me, my channel feels more like a journal or diary video log type of place, whether it's a challenge that I'm doing or a what I eat in a day. Which I guess brings me to where I'm at right now. I'm low-key approaching the end of 2021 where I have to make a decision whether I'm gonna pursue YouTube or go back to my parents and get a real job that uses my degree. But in the meantime, I think right now I'm gonna take it day by day and just hope that I make some really great content. So yeah, that's my life. An Asian Canadian TikTok dancer boy who is pretty down bad and doesn't really know what he wants to do with his life, with maybe mild depression and emotional attachment issues. Ideally, in the future, I want to travel, vlog, meet cool people, and just share the experience with you guys. But at the same time, I really don't know if my YouTube account is gonna die or is it gonna pick up, so it really does depend on you guys. But in the meantime, I think I'm just gonna take it, like I said earlier, day by day, and then make content as best as I can. Yeah. Okay, bye.